Sure, definitely.
Yeah, Ravi, over to you.
Yeah, super. Yeah. Thank you, Manish and Saurabh for inviting me to this session. So I'm Ravi, and I'm the founder at QiK Meeting. Just to give you a bit of intro before I start sharing the about QiK. Basically, I'm an IITian, graduated from IIT Madras, 2007 batch. Been a entrepreneur since then. So this is my actually fourth company that I've started. And this we started a couple of years back. The previous company was mostly into business, and we were doing digital marketing services and business there. And this company, is a product based company, and we started it back in September 2021. And the idea was simple. Why QiK Meeting? It's called QiK Meeting. And the idea was simple. Why we wanted to create a product like this. A fundamental problem is this, like for example, this meeting, somebody shares a link and we all come into the link and we come out of the meeting, probably there is a recording for it, and but then usually the data that is really required for us is not there. And in fact, another biggest challenge here is the recording will be mostly available with the host itself, right? And this is not a place where we can have access to that recording. And that is another challenge that you'll have in this type of meetings. And the most important thing is that, like, if you go back, just this is today is Saturday, and pretty sure all of us are having several meetings from Monday to Friday, right? And what has happened to these meetings? If you just go and just like analyze yourself and see, okay, fine, how many meetings have I done? Okay, what is the data that I have of these meetings, and what were the important ones and what were the non-important ones and things like that, and what are the action to dos that I have from this that I need to work on, and things like that. And now this is interesting because this problem, if you just scale it to the last 100 meetings that you're having, or the meetings that your team is into, where right now I'm here in Delhi in an event called Slash from yesterday and today, and several events would be taking place back in my organization. And how do I get those information? Right? So that's the problem that we are solving. And we call this problem as a complex meeting problem. And this problem is mostly complex because of disorganized meetings that happen in the organizations. And mostly none of them get any minutes out of it and things like that. And the solution for this complex meeting problem and not having your post meeting data with you is what QiK comprehensively offers to the enterprises. Now that's the problem we're solving in the organization. So we approach a CEO, tell that this is the problem, that you don't have this data. Now you have this data, your team is empowered with this data, it's super organized, you don't really need to track anywhere, but get to know all this, whatever is happening in your team and across your teams, and also with you getting super organized. And that's what general pitch lies and where we convince. We have literally 30 innovations in the space of communication and collaboration, which all the apps put together, like the Zoom, the Google Meets and other things, don't have. And we also replace a bunch of other collaboration apps, because we are not just a communication app like Zoom. We also offer a lot of collaboration things into it. Zoom is also trying to do some collaboration, but we are a deep tech collaborative AI based apps that we provide to enterprises. So I'm going to take it through that journey of how the apps, and also I'll take you through the business and where we are right now after starting in September 2021 when we launched to where we are. So this is what I've put the agenda for this meeting. So what I'll do is I'll quickly share my screen. Manish, do I have the? Yeah, I have the permissions.
We should have done this meeting on QiK. We would have got the POC as well.
That's the reason why I took Manish permission and actually recording it as an in-person meeting actually in QiK. So we still will get the minutes. I'm going to add and share that minutes with you once I get the email ID. We're doing it all the way in the room where I had with Angel Blue when I met them. So that's I'm just recording it in QiK as well. Yeah. Yes. So now coming to QiKmeeting.com. So we are we have several innovations, as I was mentioning, right? So most of the innovations have happened because of our effective combining of your communication apps like your meeting scheduling and other apps with collaboration apps like your chat, notes, to-dos, and all. So we have several innovations just combining these two areas of apps into one app. And we also have innovations in scheduling because we provide one of the best scheduling. We have innovations like in-person meeting, online meeting, and things like that. So I'm going to take you through that. A typical room in QiK looks like this. Let's say there's a board of meeting, right? All the people in the room will exist all the time in the room because the directors are always mostly going to be constant over a period of time. So the meeting happens and the minutes will be generated out of it after the transcript. And the second meeting can happen. Again, the transcript can come and so on. So you're having a room for a purpose. And then you just go to that room and do your meetings. So that's the way it works. You also can switch any room from online to an in-person. Like how I've switched this to an in-person context room so that I can record it in in-person. I've done several in-person meetings in /T. I'm going to show you some of them, in the workspace, in the workspaces that I've created for /T event where I'm attending now, and how we were able to have all the people that we are connected in one place along with me. Kajendra, our advisor, is also there, and we together how we were coordinating all this stuff in that event. And we also have something called one-on-one rooms. I'm going to show this as well, where it's a very, very private rooms between two people. So I can just click any name in QiK and then, create a room with them, just one-on-one, where we can do all the things that I mentioned, including collaboration, communication, minutes, and everything. But that room in its entire lifetime will be existing with only two people. Right? So it's a very innovative concept in itself. And then we have integrated minutes to the meeting. This is one of the largest USP that we sell straight away to our customers, where we have from scheduling of a meeting in the room that happens with 8 innovations that we have in scheduling to the minutes along with the action to dos that are assigned. All of that is actually seamlessly handled by the AI in the room. So that's the whole aspect of integrated minutes, where from scheduling to your minuting is happening in one single application, which is never there before. So that's the integrated scheduling. And these are our innovations. I'm going to anyway take you through this. And this is the work organizer. And this is the one that we actually sell to companies. I'm going to show you that. So how do you access, right? You can download it in Mac, Windows, iOS, Android. So it's pretty accessible across desktop applications as well as mobile applications. But not just that, we're pretty accessible in the browser as well, right? So you can even use your mobile browser and do all the things in QiK, including doing your meetings, getting data, chat, notes, everything in your mobile browser as well. So it's quite compatible to your browsers as well. So I'm going to open a new tab, type in QiK.mt. And I'm going to so this is I have a flight to catch, so that's the next schedule. Usually it'll come up with a nice schedule here with a good number of agenda points if you're doing in QiK. And another interesting thing is about the agenda points, right? I'm going to show you that anyway now. So now this is called an enterprise account in QiK, right? And this enterprise account comes with a lot of security and privacy for an enterprise. And this is something that we take it very seriously, because this space where we are in is what enterprises usually look for, a lot of security and privacy, right? Because this is their company data and they don't want this to be accessed by anyone else. So that's why we have innovated a lot in the security as well. And we have 3 innovations, including the enterprise data cocooning, which is a cocoon concept of where all the rooms and the data and whatever is being created is encrypted at the correct level and also segregated and stored at the enterprise, right? And we give for larger enterprises in-premise solutions where they can actually put their data in their own AWS instance and things like that. So this is available. Coming to the interface, so this is where you see your actual schedule with the agenda here. And then you have these rooms organized as workspaces and rooms, right? Now, this is my company meetings workspace. Here you can see here, I have a bunch of rooms under them, right? So all you can see there's board of directors, executives. So the moment I click any room, it takes me to the workspace and the room there, right? So that's how the interface works. In the mobile, it just takes directly to the thing. In the dashboard, in the desktop, you can actually see all the rooms of the workspace in one instance itself, right? And I can click on another, let's say this is a day 2 / and we've met the Masters Union, we met the PTI, we met Inca Synergies and all that. So these are all the rooms in that thing as well, right? So I'm just going back to the company meetings workspace. Now, this is the board of directors room inside the company meetings workspace. Now, whenever I do the board of directors, this is the go-to space for me. This is called a room in QiK, right? So this room is always available where I can single click join the room in one click without a link. And I don't need a link actually, right? Because it helps me to just go and just do my meeting and call other people as well. So in case if I didn't schedule a meeting, I still have the ability to call them. All they need to have is a desktop or a mobile app, and they'll get a call and they can join the same board of directors room, right? And because all the people are there, it's the data of this room belongs to all of us, right? We can protect it again, but usually the data of the room belongs to the people in the. So we call it as a secure block, where the data belongs to the room and the people inside it, right? And in the bottom, and another interesting aspect to this is apart from doing your online meetings, you can also do in-person meetings, right? Now, how do I do it? It's very simple. Just in the top, a owner. So there are different roles in the room. An owner of the room can actually just toggle it from online to an in-person context. Add the location here. So for example, if I add the current location where I am, and like, for example, Oberoi. So I'm just adding the location. So basically the board of directors is going to take, here, right? It's going to happen here. So it'll calculate the distance also. I think it's calculating the distance. It'll come here. So you'll have the distance. Probably it's taking my Chennai location, and hence it is saying it here in 15 hours. But the idea is that the app can actually take an address and automatically calculate the distances of all the people from different and show the right directions to them. All I need to do is click on this, and it opens up the map where I can get it. And this is very helpful in an in-person context. The next interesting thing about this thing is, I changed now the time to 1 minute. So, and I can record this meeting as well as an in-person, and that's what I'm doing in this meeting as well. So once I record it, I'll get the minutes of this. So let me just do that. So I'm just started the recording of this. I can even, have my video on so that I can capture other people in the room and things like that, so that the in-person meeting is taken care of. And you'll get the minutes of this meeting. Let's say I wanted to schedule another meeting, online meeting in this room with my board of directors on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Right? And I've just created a action item, and I'm going to stop it. So it's a very small recording. Let the minutes get prepared for that recording. In the meantime, I'll switch it to online meeting. So the recording is there. I can play the recording, but I will show you the minutes once it comes. So I'm switching back to online, and I'm going to schedule a next meeting in this room, right? So to schedule a meeting, it's super convenient here. So the transcript is now ready. So let's close this. So now the scheduling of the meeting is super easy and quick. All you do is click on the schedule. The minutes is available. I'm not going to open it now. I'm going to show you where you can also find it in the room. But okay, let me just open it anyway. So I'm going to open it. So this is the in-person meeting that took place, and the minutes is there. It identified the action item that I wanted to schedule another online meeting with the board of directors on June, and gave it as an action item to me. All I need to do is convert to to-dos, and it actually assigns it, and I can assign it to the thing. It also automatically sets the timeline also and acts as a to-do for me to act on, right? So this is how the minutes of the meeting will be created for every single meeting happening in the room. I just did a 24-second meeting, so it gave very small thing. If you go to the recording, you can actually play the entire recording of this meeting, and you can see the actual transcription of that meeting as well. But obviously, this is not much. I mean, if you just imagine a 2-hour long meeting, even transcript is something you cannot go through, right? But here it's very simple. Just get the discussion points and action to do's all summarized, contextualized, and given by the AI. Let me do another simple thing by scheduling a meeting. So let me do an online meeting. So to do that, I'm going to schedule my meeting. So I'm going to schedule a meeting. So I'm going to schedule right away this meeting. So I'm going to just move it to 4 to 4:30. And I can start, you can see here, it auto records, auto transcribes, and auto memo in this meeting when I start this thing. So we have 8 innovations in this panel, because if you see, I just clicked schedule on my board of my directors meeting, and all the directors are already added. I can add my agenda to it. So I can say I want to pass a resolution. I wanted to have a strategy for expansion. And these are my agenda points. Okay. And I'm going to schedule it to 4 to 4:30 between all the directors. And you can also see here, interestingly, I get the time zones of the people as well. So this is called time zone mapping. So when you're scheduling, you can know the time zone. You don't need to really ask the other person what time zone is in. It automatically understands. If you're actually using the app, you will get the time zone of that person, right? And you can know which time zone to schedule it at. And it also shows you the busy times of the people, right? So you can see Watson and John are busy at this time, and so on and so forth. So you know exactly, let's say if I want to schedule on Monday, you can show my busy times and things like that. So you don't need to really ask them when are they busy and all that. So that's how it helps you to solve the problem of busy times and also time zone mapping, right? Along with it, obviously, it gives you this amazing ability to auto record, auto transcribe, and auto. If I want to repeat it every quarter or something, you have several options here, but you can also customize it. I can just select it every 3 months once or something like that, and I can customize it, and I can schedule recurring meetings here with a lot of customization. So this is how the scheduling works on QiK. So let me just do this schedule. So it's a small schedule that I've created from 4 to 4:30. Now, what I do is I just join this meeting, right? I can join with video on or just mute, and I'm just joining it. Now, this is an online meeting that I'm joining, right? So it opens up, joins in less than 1 second in the room, and I'm just minimized it. And here you can see that because it's the time at which I scheduled it, it auto records the meeting, right? It auto generates the minutes of that meeting. So it gives me a warning for 15 seconds that it's going to auto record. So I can pause it if I want to. Now this is getting auto recorded, right? So this is actually good. And again, I see that my directors are not joined, so I can just give them a call here by bringing them from here, and they can actually join the meeting, right? Another interesting thing is now that, like, we are doing the meeting and I wanted to pass a resolution, let's say to open up a bank account in Dubai, and I want to pass a resolution to set up an office in Dubai. And what, we can also, I wanted to assign John to do one more meeting with Watson about creating this expansion report and share that report by Tuesday evening 5 p.m. Right? So just done a bunch of things, just talking about certain things that I want to do in the board meeting. And this is an online meeting, by the way. So we did an offline meeting and now we're doing an online meeting. Now the minutes of that is also being generated. Now, where does all this go, right? Obviously, you get these notifications, but the interesting thing about this is all my board of director meetings happens to be in the room. So there is a place for me to actually check out all the meetings in the board. So I go in the bottom, you can see these are collaboration. So what QiK is, ideally, we call it as the world's smartest unified business collaboration and communication app, right? So the communication is what I've shown you till now, where I schedule meetings, done online, in-person meetings. But the most important thing is the collaboration here, right? Because post the meeting, I left the meeting, I did 2 meetings, but then I wanted to really collaborate on this, right? Not just end it there. So that's where actually these apps in the bottom, these are all AI-powered enterprise collaboration apps that we give, right? So the minutes is there. I'm not going to open it. I'm going to show you in the apps. Okay. So here you can see chat, notes, to-dos, files, meetings. So I'm going to open the meetings to show you the current meeting. So these 2 meetings happen here. And if I open this, you can see the meeting here, discussion on business expansion in Dubai. So it created a name automatically. And then it created all this, right? So confirm the meeting is being auto-recorded, noted that the directors are not joined yet, discuss the possibility of opening a bank account, propose setting up of an office, assign John to arrange a meeting with Watson. Now, all of this is already done, right? But I'm going to do one magic here. Just go and convert this to to-dos. So now what it does is actually converts different to-dos, assigns them to different people, including setting any due date set for that meeting, right? So all of that is magically done by the AI. So I've done 2 simple meetings, but you can see the amount of data generated, how organized, super organized it is. And all of these to-dos were assigned to different people automatically by the AI. And that's the beauty of QiK. And it's so accurate. It has about, in English, it has about 97% accuracy with even Indianized languages, Indianized English languages. We also support great language support in the room. We have right now 12 languages that we support, where you can convert these minutes. You can have Russian minutes, you can have German minutes, Japanese minutes, and so on and so forth. And you also can speak in 99 different languages in the room, and it still supports, tries to convert it into English and gives you support to generate minutes in English. So this is what and typically it looks like. This is how your meetings tab. I can go to any tab. By the way, you can also protect data in QiK. For example, this is owner locked. This is owner locked, means only owners of this room can see this data. No one else can see this data. And you have this password protection. So unless I put the password here, no one can access the minutes or the recording or whatever in this, right? So that's called password protection. So there's a lot of bunch of things that we developed on top or in the room, and how to protect data within the room to a different set of people, so that so even in the directors, I just want to restrict something, I can still do it. Then coming to the next thing, you have here other things. So I'm going to show you the AI to-dos. So I click on to-dos, it opens. This is my to-do manager in the board of directors room, where you can see all my to-dos. You can see the in-person meeting to-dos that I did. There's a one to-do here, and there are bunch of to-dos here that were assigned in my expansion plan to Dubai. Now, this is where we work, right? This is where we manually assign to-dos to others. I can just click this and assign to Watson to sign this, and so on. So this is how it works. The to-do manager here works, and you can mark them as complete, and so it goes to the to-do completed list and things like that. Now, coming to another aspect of the QiK is that we also give you notes as well, right? So one of the things about notes is that it's AI-driven notes. So I asked the AI to write the board resolution appointment for new director in India, and it just created all these notes, and I can edit these notes. And then, and not just me, right? Like, and I can edit, anyone in the QiK in this room can edit these notes, because this is real-time editable notes, and I can lock it once I edited it, so no one edits anything, and then I can share this information I can even chart on this, and I can say, Watson to check this out, and so on and so forth. So this is actually very interesting, where I'm not just doing taking notes, but then I'm collaborating in the same room via chat and other things, and able to edit it and things like that. Next interesting thing is the ability to chat as well, right? One of the key things is obviously, you need a lot of chat that will happen where you want to communicate. So you go to the room, click on the chat, you can chat on the notes, you can chat on schedules, you can chat on anything. You can even I was just showing a demonstration of how I can even record my screen with audio and with video on, and this I'm just gonna do a sample here. So now I'm recording here. Hi, this is a sample recording of, I wanted to share how this future works in QiK, and I can share this 10-second recording in the room, right? Now, this is called, screen sharing with audio plus video on clip that I can share in the room, in the chat, so that you can just play this, and you can see here, I wanted to share whatever the screen I've shared, it is all there. So now this is the chart, very extensive chart, enterprise chart. You have several options. We give something called emojis here, where you can, I can say it's cool. I can say it's, it's like wow. This again, like we've advanced, not just sharing emojis, but like real emotions, coming out of the chat and things. So very, very advanced chart we give for enterprises. We give enterprise notes, and then I told you. And the last thing is the files, right? Where I can show you the files of this thing. Now, this is in one room, and all the things that you can do in the room, including scheduling, doing meetings, to all this. But then we give different interfaces, which are called, we call them as global apps, where we give these apps as enterprise apps to the customer. So I click on my enterprise schedule, and you'll be able to see all my schedules in the room, right? And like, all the schedules that happened to this week, you can check it. You can have the agenda. It's a great calendar. You get great things. You can integrate with other calendars like Google Calendar. We are also integrating with a lot of apps now, including Salesforce. And now we are connecting with a lot of Google ecosystem, Microsoft ecosystem, and all that. Now coming to the work organizer, where this thing happens, I've shown you company meetings. These are my Slusty event meetings. I've met the Masters Union. I met the PTI. I've recorded a meeting here. So this is a meeting that we recorded, and the minutes of that is available there, and so on and so on. All of these are in-person meetings, and we met some investors and things like that. So all of that. This is my day one yesterday. All the rooms that were created there, and so on. So this is my development workspace, where I develop QiK meeting. So it's not about just doing meeting. It's about giving it in a manner which is organized for you, where you can actually go to the point and do it. Like if I just wanted to switch my gears and work on development, and I want to have an issue in iOS and Android app, I know where exactly to click it, and what is the room I want to click, and just chat in the room, and or do a meeting with the team there, so that we sort it out, right? Similarly, these are my investment rooms with investors that we're connecting with, and this is the place where I'm recording with Angel Blue, in the room where I and Manish and Gaurav, we're all connected. And so this is where I'm actually recording this meeting now, and so on and so forth. So it's a bunch of things. You can do finance level rooms, HR rooms, sales rooms, prospect rooms, and things like that. And I have more than 2,500, super organized, and I can go to any room that I want, whichever client I want. I can search through them. So for example, we had a meeting with Vidita yesterday with a client. We had a meeting with Vital Global. They wanted 10,000 licenses. So this is the kind of meetings that we have, right, with our customers, and all of these information is here. For example, if I open it, this is the discussion that we had, almost 1.5 hour discussion, and these were the notes that was taken in that discussion and things like that. So this is how we communicate with our customers in the rooms, and so on and so forth. So lastly, just one more minute before I end off this. And so this is one-on-one rooms we have. We have chart here, where extensive enterprise chart we give notes, where you can take down notes, where we give to-dos, where you can actually take down the to-dos, files, where all the files of the rooms are there. And this is the interesting thing last I wanted to show you, where all my meetings today are all there, including my meetings that are taking place in my organization back where I'm not part of, my team is part of. And you can see, I can see clearly the to-dos that they're working on. And you can see here, to handle the renewal payment needed for panache and so on. So I know exactly what my team is taking forward those meetings, sitting here in thing. I don't need, because all the minutes were available. I didn't even talk to my team today. It's not required literally, because I have minutes for everything. So these are all yesterday's meetings and so on and so forth. So I can go back to show you my last 100 or 1,000 meetings I'm into. These are all the recordings and transcriptions of that are also available anytime. We don't delete any data, and every room is encrypted and stored. So it's very, very secure. So this is about the product. Before I go and share the financials and things, if you have any questions, I can take it up, or I can quickly run you for 3 minutes through the deck in terms of what we are actually working with the customers, what's our like futuristic plans and things like that.
Ravi, I think I suggest let's finish the presentation, including
Yeah,
the
sure.
business and financials part. Maybe then we can have a combined discussion in case anybody
Okay.
has doubts.
Perfect.
Yeah, Manish, actually, I have one quick
Manish,
question
sure.
for
Sure.
Please.
for Ravi. Ravi,
Yeah.
it's interesting to see this workplace which is there, right? But there's one thing which I'm looking at, that when we have a chat, right, and you're looking at enterprise level and you have meetings coming online, all of it is recorded and stored here. Would it be I don't know, would it be possible, for example, for us to convert that into an email, not a screenshot, and it can be sent to all the recipients who are in that meeting, for example?
Yes. So every minutes of the meeting, for example, if I'm going to today's meeting, and I'm just, for example, there's a meeting that took place in the organization and I want to share it, there's an option here, right? The mail button here, right? And if I click it, it shows to all the people, and I can add other room people, and I also can add any guest emails, and I can share the mail with them, and I can even add remarks. And it shares this beautiful mail with all the minutes. So let me show you how it works. So for example, I'm just sharing with myself this meeting minutes, and I've shared it. So it comes as a nice mail where you can, it's actually pretty good, like the quality of the things that we send in mail, right? Yeah, this is the meeting. So this, you can see this, the name weekly for progress and follow-up meeting in BD committee room. That's the room where all the people in the BD team are there, and you can see the minutes and action items and who has actually attended this meeting.
But
So it's
this would be in the inbox of QiK
inbox,
meetings
my
application.
inbox. This is in my
Right,
mail.
right.
And all the to-dos that were assigned, will also be coming. And we also send this beautiful daily mailer in the morning at 8 o'clock. You will get this mail where it summarizes the entire schedules. Yeah, this is my mail. So like this, it summarizes the entire schedules of whatever meetings that you are into and whatever the action to-dos that you are into and things like that. So if you have any to-dos that you have to complete today or whatever the, schedules are, it will come as mails like this as well. So we send this daily brief mail to all our enterprise users.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So let me just go back to the deck. Okay. So as I told you, we're the only app in the world which is working where we are unifying both the communication and collaboration in the mainstream manner. And all of the technology is built by us, built in India, and we actually patented some of it. We have to report to patent some of them maybe after the round. And these are the problems that I talked about: complex meeting problem, not having in-person meetings, and all that. These are the problem statements that we solve. And another thing that I didn't mention is about using personal apps, for communication in organization where a lot of data is getting lost there. So this app is not like a quick meeting app. It's like an enterprise app. It gets, where the enterprise uses it for its own communication. We give some, not fully white labeling. Obviously, we have our own branding somewhere or the other, but then, it's mostly looks like for the enterprise as if it's their own communication and collaboration app. And that's an advantage that they get. You get this, the smaller you can also get to replace 20 different apps. You don't need another to-do list manager like Asana, or you don't need anything. All of that is integrated, and we're working a lot in terms of making it better than these applications. And also, so these are some of the advantages that you get. So this is already, I've showed you the rooms and how it works. I'm going to skip this. These are all our USPs. Anyway, share the deck. This is the work organizer. So this is again, so we focus not just in talking about AI, because see, AI is built in every single thing that we do. Like we have AI chat, AI notes. So we don't even now talk about AI, because I think without AI, I think no app exists in the future, right? Like everything will be some or the other way we'll be having AI in it. So our USP is not really about AI, because I think most of the startups I've seen here are talking about AI, but for us, like AI is like going to be integral part of it. So our USP is in terms of giving this great work organizer where you can see how structured my whole data of all the meetings that I'm into. Our USP is in terms of, we call this as and this is the one, the dashboard view, and it's ability for you to go to any meeting at your, thing. And our USP is in the DNA of these rooms that we create. And I think that's going to last for like 5 to 6 years easily with us. And that's what we are betting on, right? And the next important thing is we increase tremendous amount of productivity, right? Because if you see the way communication is going to streamline in an organization after QiK, you'll not believe the kind of things that the employees will be using it, and how fast they'll be able to get into productive levels. And so we guarantee a 300% productivity. That's our USP. And all these apps that we replace and saving cost, almost $200 worth of cost, including apps, if you see, is what we save in organizations today per employee per month. So, I'm going to share the pricing, but that's the kind of cost saving you'll have in an enterprise. And our technology, if you see the call quality, people, were amazed by the kind of quality that we give in the calls, the kind of accuracy that we give in minutes. Those are the things, that we call ourselves, and we focus on those things about quality, accuracy, and things like that. And our servers that we built are also very efficient. So we actually have savings there in terms of server costs and all because of that. These are the apps that we replace. And our market is huge, obviously, it's a communication and collaboration market put together, which is huge. And almost every company needs some kind of a communication app or a collaboration apps, that they'll be using. And that's the market we're looking at. And we easily think this market is almost going to, by the end of this decade, to be a $400 billion market. Our TAM, is to target about $150 billion in terms of total addressable market that we can cover in terms of different countries and all. And we want to service at least about $33 billion. And we want to at least address, our revenues to be at the stage of 330 million by the end of 2027, which is what we think is the obtainable market. And I think the valuations will be in a couple of $1 billion by the time, is what we are assuming, provided that we will be achieving these kind of similar kind of numbers. Now, our strategy to market is also is very, very deeply thought about, because we have been working on this for quite some time now. We launched our product in March this year, and we started getting customers easily to onboard with us. We started our first paying customers somewhere in April, May. And then we had constantly having a lot of customers who started paying and using it, and now some of them are converting into annual customers and all. And we haven't lost any customer till date, because the data is like that, right? Your minutes and everything is there. So it's just that customer gets onboarded and pays us, and then he becomes a continuous customer for a long time. So our go-to-market strategy is four-pronged, and mostly right now, if you see our current happening strategy is this business development. So I've shown you that meeting where my business developers are speaking. We have 4 business developers, and that's a meeting where I've already shown the minutes. So that's how my team works and connects with the CEOs of the companies. We are targeting SMBs right now. We're not targeting too big enterprises. Enterprises come to us certain times, hearing us about it and asking us what you guys do and all. And we also do certain pilots. So we have 6 pilots with larger enterprises now. And we're also talking to STPI and a lot of government organizations at a very big level, to see. But we haven't generated any revenue from enterprises. Most of them are pilot, but the most of our revenue is coming from SMBs. And we also luckily had this opportunity to work with resellers and all, because once you show the product, because of its uniqueness and all, a lot of people wanted to sell it and get this thing. So we are now signing another 3 of them. We already have 10 resellers across the globe, Dubai, Bahrain, we have Malaysia, UK, and Austria and things. But we are also expanding US as well. And we are now expanding more of these resellers. And again, all of these are not something we go and we advertise that we want to. So it's just that hearing us and seeing our demo, and these are some of them will convert. We have a distributor now, a partnership agreement in UK, the Hi-Ho Solutions. You can check it out. Those are the distributors for us in UK now. We are signing off with them, and so that will become. So they're supposed to give us in this year almost 2,000 plus licenses. That's the minimum licenses that they need to give us. So that is the agreement with them, and then our customer journey starts with just any of these models to an interested customer, and then high desiring customers and a paying customer and a referral customer. And then once we have a product which is very viral in nature, because you do your meeting and you hear from us, and like you will be definitely in the next 2 years, definitely, even if you never directly approached by us by a marketing team, you will might have used already the quick meeting product, right? That's the kind of viral effect that you will get into it. And because of which, we have a great customer referral market that will be already created, and we believe it's going to be almost 1:1. Every customer that we acquire is going to give another customer by the end of 2023. So that's what we believe in. This is the viral network. And now coming to the pricing. So at the global level, we priced at $9. In India, we are giving half of it, now $4.5. And we have a direct cost of about roughly $1, 1.5 to $2, including the server costs, not including the marketing costs, but including the servers and everything that we provide for the customer. So the rest is all profit actually in a way. I mean, leaving the marketing cost. We also give a free access, and also we give something B2C plan for consultants, individuals who might not really the company might not approve, but they want to organize their meetings and all. So we give a prime plan where they can upgrade, pay for 450 rupees in India, and then you can upgrade yourself and use it. So all the things will be there except for sharing of these workspaces and all. Room sharing is available where you can still have in the room anyone, but then workspace shareability and certain concepts related to enterprise, like deleting the data or moving the data and managing enterprise security, all that won't be there for prime users. And this is what we want to capture. Like first year, we're targeting now about 100. We already have 40 paying customers, and we are targeting, to have 100 paying customers this year. And we wanted to make sure by second year, really we will be coming out of beta. So we are right now in beta. We wanted to do customer validation. We're very happy with where we are. We validated a bunch of customers who started paying, including Microsoft Teams, other customers we were really not sure of. And so we got a great validation in the market as of now. We have almost about 220 enterprises that we've onboarded in the last 6 months. And this is where, we burn for the first 2 years probably. But even now we are looking at break even probably by March this year. We wanted to, sorry, next year we wanted to break even. And so without investment, I'm sorry, right? Like, because, our main objective is, driving into a sales driven organization where we wanted to make sure this app now goes, we kind of stabilized it. Thousands of meetings happen every day. So we are now kind of stable with the product and things like that. Now we just wanted to make sure we take it to the market, validate in all the use cases and things that every customer is happy with us and things like that. So this is where our journey is now. And we might be burning it with investment for the next 2 years, and that's what we are asking for. And then, we will go into positive, definitely profitable with it. And another interesting thing, once next slide, I'll show you the CAC and other things about customer profitability and all. This is the customer acquisition. So these are like the customers that we acquired, right? Like about 220 to 25 now onboarded with us. And we have more than 1,000 plus licenses, paid licenses, and we have more than 3,000 company users right now using the product. We have done more than 60,000 meetings till date. And we have, like, one of the interesting things is now, as I told you, we're started generating revenue from the last few months, right? Now we're touching, 3,000, 4,000, depending on the year, month on month, again, MRRs are about 2.5 lakhs right now. And we are touching sometimes 3, 4 also, depending on the customer paying annually and things like that. Right? This is the sectors in which we are right now doing. Mostly SMBs is what we're targeting. We are also doing, as I told you, some pilots in the onboarding sessions where, so these are the some of the pilot customers that we have in this space. Most of the 100 below employee customers are all like paying, most of them are paying or we have a very good plan of with them where they'll be paying in the future. And now this is interesting in terms of our customer acquisition cost is just $50 to $100 per customer, including the marketing cost of my BD team who works in their salaries and things like that, right? So it's like $100 I spend, I get a customer, and I can break even with that customer in the next 2 to 3 months once I start selling it. So let's say a customer who takes who takes 100 license, not even 20 licenses with us, and the license cost is $4. You can see we make $80 from the customer. Now I break even by the second month, and from third month it's all profitability, leaving the server cost, right? So it's quite profitable business. That's what we're looking at, and it's just not. I mean, we are looking at customer retaining for 3 years and 4 years with us, right? I'm talking about 2-3 months where we will be able to break even. So that's a great business to be in, and because usually SaaS companies, if you hear any SaaS company doing it, they'll say they'll have a customer break even after 2 years or even 1 year. So we have to keep, selling to the customer for 2 years or two, and then they'll start making money out of it, including if you OTT apps and things like that, right? So, but here it's not the case. Here we have a clear cut, because we are in the B2C space, and probably because we've been experimenting with the pricing, and right now it's at the higher levels. Whatever the reason, right now it's very profitable for us, per customer level, at the customer level. And as I told you, we have now 10 resellers and 1 distributor we signed, and we are signing 3 more in probably this month. This is our journey. So we have here now. So we had a pre-seed round last year. We raised about $100,000 with 6 investors, all individual investors. And we raised at a valuation of about $2.1 million when we were a pilot last year, at about March last year. Now, we're looking to raise about 4 to 5 crores, about calling it as most of a seed round, where we want to take some 500K and, make sure, we go next year, mostly by August, September, to go for either a pre-series A round. And if the things are like super viral for us, and we also want to do a series round itself in the next year. So that's the plan we have for the things. And this is the pathway for this. And yeah, and we're not just about a company where we're just developing technology, and we're a very innovative company in the sense where, we are not, we're not just saying we have online. Obviously, we've seen the product very innovative. We have 30 innovations already. We are launching another 2 innovations this month. But apart from it, like, we are also futuristically very well placed, where we're looking at, VR-based, XR-based meetings, in holographic meetings, device-based meetings. And this is something that we want to enter, like, in the cars, mobility based meetings. I'm sitting in a thing here, and I can have a device here which does quick meeting and so on. So like we want to enter into spaces where the meeting can happen. The one in the slush tea, where we are just meeting somebody, I record it in person. So that's the idea behind, actually doing QiK, right? And why we call it as QiK meeting, because I think the point of meeting is the starting point for anyone to start a discussion. And that's what I believed in. And that's what I think should be the point of our discussion, should be the point of our collaboration, should be the point of our communication. And I think that's something fundamental to our origins, and that is our DNA, I would say. And that's the reason why, even though I know when it came into the market in 2021, we know it's a crowded market with meetings and all, but we still wanted to stick with it because of this fundamentals being very strong with us. And now my team, basically we are like, these are the founders kind of, but I'm the major founder. They also are shareholders of the company, and we have 6 investors here. And Nikhil is day one, right? From chief strategy officer. Ravi was there from day one. Hari joined us last year as a chief design officer. And these are the 6 investor advisors that are current. And we also have another 3 more advisors and 2 more advisory firms, like Manish firm and another firm which are also advising us. So this is what our ask is, and this is where we want to spend it in the next year or so. That ask mostly goes into building our enterprise sales teams, enterprise support teams to go and onboard this product into their enterprise seamlessly with all the other apps. And also going to spend a bunch of things on R&D and engineering as well. So this is where we stand. Yes. Yes, I'm actually done.
Yeah, thanks, Ravi. I think quite detailed presentation. Any questions, Gurjeet or Amrish?
So, Ravi, I wanted to first ask one question.
Please.
You said this is your fourth business, right? And
Yes.
so, what happened to the other three businesses? You exited them, or you're still with them?
Yeah, so basically, it's not like an exit, I would say. I had a merger actually. Okay. With so first company that I've started got merged with my second entity. Okay. And before that we kind of started one entity, but it we didn't take it forward because the other founder didn't we left to for higher studies at the it was my college after the college time. Leaving that, but second company is when I merged with the third company, and third company is a business that I was running it before this as a business, mostly not from not like a startup. Yeah, this is the pure startup that I've started.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that
And
company still exists, but I'm not handling it. There's team that takes care of it. It's a few products, but right now we're not selling the products here. We now are mostly services that we offer, end-to-end services to the customers in digital marketing space. Yeah.
and how is the shareholding right now? Currently, how much is with you, and how much is with the investors?
Yeah. So initial promoters is me and my dad in this company, and we right now still hold about 89% of the share. Okay. And investors in the first round, as I told you, we raised about, I think, 6% we diluted. Then we have our own internal team that like Ravi and Nikhil and Karthik. They have about 3% share, and my advisors and other people share the rest of the share. So this is how the breakup is. We have roughly on the cap right now 13 and two more to come into the cap table. Yeah.
And you are the CEO of this company. You're running this
Yeah,
company.
I'm the founder CEO of the company. Yes.
And are you salaried from the company, or?
Not taking salary. Once first investment when I got took salary for 3 months, about 2 lakhs per month. That was only in we got funded in March. At that time I took about 3 months first. I think no, about I think maybe May, June, July. Some 3 months I've taken salary. That's all the salary I've taken in the company.
Okay. So this money that you're raising will be mostly used into running the company rather than any salaries and all. So how many people do you have in the company now?
So we have totally 15 people. So 10 on the things and 5 about consultants that we hire right now.
Okay. So 10 on the tech side.
Yeah, I mean, see, my business team, 4 of them are business development team. Okay, one of the guy also handles IT, and there is this finance HR, and then my CTO and 2 more developers, and the rest developers we also have as consultants, 2 more developers as consultants, and 1 PR consultant, and a couple of them also we consult on different things. So that's the firm. I mean, Nikhil also works as a consultant. So these are the payroll. Yeah.
And on the business side, how are you approaching these company CEOs, the CEOs that you are
Yeah.
approaching?
So as I told you, we have 4 strategies right now, but most of the strategy right now is because due to the constraint of money and things like that, we are focusing on business development. So we are expanding it. Now 4, we're hiring 2, 3, 4 more. So we will be having 8 or 9 business developers because that's a validated strategy that I have. Secondly, once we get the funding, we wanted to expand to enterprise sales, where we will have, like for example, I was talking to Gajendra, who's one of our advisors, where we'll have a enterprise sales guy in Delhi who will be going and talking to the enterprise that we have already connected. So we are in the events now. So this is another channel where we meet a lot of people here. From here we again follow up and convert and things like that. So our strategy is actually, if you see right now, is business development, and events and digital marketing is what we do to get our customers till here. And then my business developers follows it and takes it to the conclusion. And then we also want to enter into enterprise sales. And largest strategy, I think, after 2 years will be our distributor and reseller market, which is already started now, but in a smaller way right now. But I believe that will become our largest game plan, because every country might have one distributor, and he will have several hundreds of resellers who will just resell this product. And that's what, Microsoft does. That's what like Zoom does and things like that. So I think we will be going into that kind of a sales cycle over a period of time.
Sorry, last question, then Amrish can
No,
come
no,
in.
please, any number, no problem.
So, in terms of this 4 crores that you're raising, what valuation are you raising it at? Earlier, you raised it at 2.1 million, right?
Yes, yes. So, see, although we are flexible, that's what I wanted to, but we believe, see, we are already talking to a few things. We're getting a feeler that we'll be able to close it at $6 million valuation this round.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the valuation right now we're targeting, but let's say if all the investors
About
come and
8%
see.
you will dilute right now.
Pardon?
You'll dilute about 8% right now.
Yeah, 8%. Probably at 5 million and 10% also, but we're okay with up to 10%. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Great. Thank you. I have no more questions, please. Amrish.
I think Gurjeet asked most of the questions, so which were just pondering in my mind.
Yes.
But
So
yeah,
we're looking at 10% dilution literally this round, because we have bigger rounds that will be coming up in the future. See, idea is to take it into a multi-billion-dollar company, and hence that we're doing it at those valuations. But again, we truly want to play as a global player in this space, not just some second fiddle to some other app and things like that. And something that is a core thing that we strongly believe that there is a huge vacuum in this space, even though it's overrated to be a lot of things, and you will not find much startup in this space actually. But I'm finding it very curious and very attractive in the market. And as I'm talking about real market feedback. Yes, Ambrish. Sorry, Ambrish.
yeah, they're just coming out to that point. So, do you think the other players, I mean, who are there, how easy or difficult would be for them to maybe build a profile product similar to what you have? Because they have a lot of data, they have a lot of spaces, they
Yes.
have a lot of infrastructure available, resources available
Yeah.
to copy it quickly, actually, to say, right?
Yes. I mean, that's the relevant question that I think you should be asking if you're an investor, because we also, actually we kind of take it up into 3 different things, right? Like, let's take one segment, which is like the Zooms and Google Meets and like Microsofts and things like that, which, although we don't directly compete, we have our own USPs. As I told you, most of these apps don't offer you post-meeting data. You're sitting and here in this meeting, what is happening to your meetings, that data is not available anywhere. So we have our own USPs. But coming back to the question, see this segment, see the DNA of these apps. If you just go into the details of these apps, they can never change the DNA into our rooms and micro workspaces that you're doing. So either they have to create a completely new product, which then becomes a competitor for their own product, or they can only add here and there jingle bells to kind of make sure that all the innovations that we are having, 30 innovations which are not there in this products, probably few of them will get added into these products. Now that is one segment, right? I'm talking about the bigger players, why they cannot enter, because they cannot kill their own products in the market.
Right.
We have a very unique differentiator there. Now, the second thing is a startup able to build this kind of product. It's going to be very complex and tough, right? Because we're already deep trenched. We have almost more than 1,000+ features that we are adding in enterprise things, and also so basically very tough for a startup to copy it at this level. Probably they can
Right.
come some portion of it, but again, it's not possible for a startup to instantly copy. And so there's a moat here, right? Where we
Probably not from a startup, but somebody like Zoho, I think would be very much head on as a very strong competitor, which might come up in the near future, because they are
probably,
more
they
active
can launch.
again.
They can launch.
The
Zoho can
bids.
launch. You're right. Zoho can launch a new product like this, and call it something else where they also offer things on this. Possible, yeah. Possible.
Because the segment which you are
Yeah.
targeting is the SMB segment, which is really is where you're positioning yourself, which is
Correct.
the stronghold of Zoho as well.
Correct.
Right? Unlike the other ones are more consumer centric, let me put it that way, be it Zoom or Google Meet or the
Correct.
widespread, not focused. Zoho is very, very focused.
Correct.
So but I did see in one of your slides you put about Zoho as well, right?
Yeah. Zoho meetings as well. Yeah. So it's actually, I didn't show the last slide, but it's an appendix actually. Yeah. So we have those competitors. You're right. I agree to it. So, I mean, Zoho can come up with a product like this. Just that we have an advantage in the market. We are very well priced. So both ways, it'll be tough for Zoho to create a free product in this space, and come up with this. I don't think they'll come up with a free product in this space. No one can actually. Probably at the conference level, okay, but not at the meeting level and the product that we have built. I don't think free will work in this space. So unless there is a free product that comes from these bigger players, we're not really threatened by it. I mean, yes, at that time, we need to obviously think of it, but there's a very, very little chance that otherwise it's just going to be price comparison, right? I think we will beat them out in the price.
Okay. Just one other question, like you mentioned your CTO was with you from the start.
Yes, he
Right.
was being there from 2013 from my last my organization.
Okay. And the stake sharing between both of you has been like 90-10.
No. So
Oh.
no. Actually, he only shares 1% right now. Probably I'll give another
Okay.
over a period of time another 2-3%. But right now he has only 1% stake.
He has only 1%.
Yeah. So the rest of the 10% stake is mostly with advisors, with investors. As I told you, 13 people in the cap table, right? So those are the people who have it.
Okay, so you started initially with, like, when you both started, or only two of you started, or three of you started? How did you start?
Three of us have started. See, I was working already, right? As I told you, I have a business digital. So my CTO was there. So we both were instrumental in starting it. And then Nikhil was the first employee of the company who have taken for strategy for how to take this forward and all that. So he kind of developed the presentation that you've seen and things like that, right?
Right.
So he's actually one that helps on the investor side and things like that for me to prepare my financial projections and everything. So he actually Ravi works full time, Nikhil works part time. And then last year we hired the CDO to make sure that our app is like global app and the design of it and all. So he's one of my friends from 2008, and so we brought him also on the thing, and now he has about 0.8% share in the company. Yeah. So his name is QiK, and he's very good at UI UX guy. Actually, he runs his own big company, and also he now is part of our company as a consultant, helping us with the design and things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And his team also works with us in developing the branding. So the logo was created by him. If you see the video, we are bringing up the great video now, that was also built by his team and things like that. So yeah. So the entire branding, even though I have my own digital marketing unit which does basic branding, but I take him and his team help for like higher order branding.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. No more questions from me at this point. Thank you.
The enterprise solution,
Yes.
my hunch is that the bigger corporates will go for an on-prem solution only. They will not go for a cloud solution because the minutes of the meeting and all this data is very sensitive.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
we have an on-prem solution as well for
the
larger
cost that you're
enterprises.
selling it at, the license cost for that?
See, we only deal at 1,000+ licenses and all. Right now we don't have, but we are working with STPI and maybe with CDOT also for an on-premise solution. We're also looking at on-premise solution with a company called Oasis.
Okay.
Again, we're at a very, very initial stages of developing a solution, fully on solution. But we are with these three organizations where we are committed to give them an on-premise solution.
Okay. So you haven't arrived at the costing for that as of now?
Currently, not much of we're just looking at right now. We have not discussed costing separately for an on-premise solution. So because see, it's what we are doing is we are not completely moving our servers. What we are saying is we will be giving the recordings and the files that they'll be storing will be stored in their AWS bucket, or if you know the terminology there. It's basically that's only certain portion of it is getting stored in their in-premise solution.
Okay, so you are saying solution will still run on your servers, but the database server will be theirs, and the data will be in their servers.
Yeah, just like Microsoft or Google, like you cannot have the email Microsoft in your own servers, right? I mean, still going to be on Microsoft servers, but certain things like SharePoint and other things, they offer it in premise and all.
Okay.
So similar model we're planning to target actually.
Anything else? Gurjeet, Amrish?
No, nothing from me, sir. Thank you.
No, it's
Okay.
done.
Very interesting, Ravi. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pleasure talking to you. And I think very, very relevant questions, and I love those questions as well. I think most of it, I think you asked that. I don't know any other questions are there. In fact, you almost covered the most important ones, actually. Yeah.
Good. Sure. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Amrish. Thanks, Gurjeet. Thanks, Saurav. So, Ravi, wish you all the best.
Ayo, thank you
So
so much.
we'll get back to you very
Yeah,
soon.
yeah.
All the
Just
best, Ravi,
take.
and we'll be in touch. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and as I was hoping, probably next meeting we should do it on QiK. We'll can have a dedicated room where we can take
Yeah.
this forward with each
We'll do
of
that.
them, so that it'll be easier for us to manage the minutes and everything. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Sure.
Thanks so much
Thank you.
for your time, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Ravi. Best
Thank
wishes. Bye,
Thank you
Manish.
so much, Amrish.
Thanks, Manish.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Saurabh. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.